to see you, Ava. How are you doing? It's been a while. I know. Miss you too. Miss you so much, darling. How are you doing? How are you doing? How is your weekend going? So overjoyed to see you. Happy to hear. Happy to hear. Same here too. Same here too. I'm doing pretty good. Life is lifing. Thank you, darling. I will. Thank you. Thank you. Life is lifing, but I am hanging in there. I am hanging in there. Life is lifing, but I'm hanging in there, and I just decided that, you know what? Let me pop in and say hi to you guys. Thanks for coming, guys. Thanks for coming. Thanks for coming. Thanks for coming. Just decided that let me pop in. I miss you too, sweetheart. I miss you too. I miss you too. But you know, life is lifing. Life is lifing. Life is lifing. But I'm so happy to see you. So happy to see you. So grateful for your consistent support, your consistent support. I'm so grateful for it. So happy to see you and to know that you are doing well. Happy to see you and know that you're doing well. Thanks for coming in, guys. Thanks for coming. As you come in, go ahead and tap. Thank you, George. Nice to see you again, George. Thanks for coming. Thanks for coming. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Tap live, guys. Tap Summer. Welcome, Summer. Welcome. Happy to have you guys here. And yes, I'm being safe. Happy to have you guys here. Welcome. And let me just pause to say to my channel members, welcome. Thanks for your support. Welcome. Nice to have you. Subscribers and viewers likewise. Thank you, Sammy. Thank you. Subscribers and viewers are likewise. Thank you for your support. I truly appreciate it. Truly appreciate it. I am so moved by your support and humbled by your constant support for me. Ava, I will. I promise you guys, I will. Thanks for popping in. Tap up the live for me, guys. Share out. I just wanted to come on and quickly remind you guys as I get in, we're gonna have, hi Andre, how are you? How are you doing, Andre? Nice to see you. I'm just popping on to let you know that I'm coming on tonight. In another hour, I will be on for us to talk and have our Saturday night laughs. I'll be coming on for us to talk and have our Saturday night live. So I'm heading home to get comfortable so we can talk and laugh and catch up and see how you guys are doing. You know, I'm coming from church, and today my pastor's sermon was so inspiring. It was about gratitude. Do we really take the time to show gratitude to each other? Yes, guys, say hello to each other. Say Ava Nation, guys, wonderful supporter. Andre King, wonderful supporter. Get to know each other, guys. Yes, gratitude. Do we really take the time out? Do we really take the time out to let people know? To let people know that have been there for us, how grateful we are. You know, it was such a moving and inspiring and encouraging sermon. And the times when everything seemed to be going at a disarray, we don't have to go with it. As I've always said, we don't have to go with the madness. We really don't. We can make up in our mind that today is gonna be a good day and appreciate the people and the persons around us. Do we really take time? Now, one of the things Pastor highlighted today, when people do things for you that are meaningful, do you just say thank you? Or do you really let the person know how grateful you are? It's not that people are doing things for thank you, but we are all human beings. And especially this 2025, taking the time out to appreciate each other, taking the time out to have mercy on ourselves, on each other, to love on ourselves so we can love each other. You guys know that's my tagline. Are we truly showing each other that we appreciate them? Or because we have been friends for 13, 14, 15, 16, 7 years, 4 years, 3 years, you just take me for granted? You just take me for granted? Okay, darling. Because we have been friends for a long period of time, you just take me for granted? Or I just take you for granted? You know, we have to be so intentional about our peace of mind, our mental health, our happiness. We have to be intentional about it. And if I am loving on myself, and if I'm growing and evolving, then I should be more compassionate with you. I should be more merciful with you. And yes, I'm going to make mistakes, and yes, I'm going to get on your nerves. But does that mean that I'm not grateful to have you in my life? Does that mean that I'm not grateful to have you in my life? We are not made to be islands alone. Islands are filled with people anyway. They're filled with water, they're filled with palm trees and coconut trees. So we're not meant to be alone. And when I say alone, I don't mean the relationship alone. No, I mean your social circle, the people around you that matters. Do they know that they matter? Do they know that they matter, or all I care about is me? Now, welcome. Thanks for coming in. Appreciate you guys so much. To my subscribers and supporters and members, thank you for your consistent and constant support. It does not go unnoticed. So as I was saying, are we taking each other for granted too much? That they'll always be there for me? Or do we only pick them up when we need them? Do we only pick them up when we need them? Do we truly appreciate the persons or people in our circle? Are we taking each other for granted? You know, on these YouTube streets, it's challenging, very challenging. However, the important thing is not to get caught up in the web. Not to get caught up in the web. Yes, I do, Noah. Yes, I do. With all my heart. With all my heart. So again, are we being grateful to the people in our lives that have been there? Are we being grateful? Thank you, Ava. Are we being grateful to the people in our life that has been there? Are we? Or are we just taking them for granted, thinking that they'll always be there? Are we doing that? Brooklyn, hello. Thanks for coming in. Thanks for coming in. Thanks for coming in. Are we truly grateful for the people in our lives? Are we truly, truly? Think about it. Are we grateful? Do we appreciate them? Do we appreciate them? Do we check up on them? I'm doing well, I'm doing well. Thanks for asking. Thanks for asking. Do we appreciate the people in our lives? Do we make an effort to let, yes, do we make an effort to let the people in our life know that you matter? You matter to me. You matter to me. Especially, let's talk about relationship a little bit. Do you tell your partner you matter? Thanks. Or do you think that because if you are a spouse that go out and work and the other spouse stay home, even if both of you go out and work, do you tell each other how much you appreciate the time they take to take care of you? Do you because in this 2025 we have to verbalize how we feel to people. We have to. We really should try and verbalize how we feel to the people that matters in our life. You know, YouTube is not all bad, you know. Well, for me, it's not a bad experience at all, because I've met so much wonderful people here. See, someone just came on and told me how much they miss me because I've not been on. I've been running a lot of loops, as you see, but I've not been on a lot. And the person just told me, and I appreciate it, that I missed, and I do miss you guys when I don't come on. I miss you. Why? Because you have been here with me. You take the time out of your busy days, evening, nights to come and support me. So of course, I feel a sense of gratitude and a sense of urgency to tap in and let you know that I'm okay. I'm here. I'm thinking about my responsibility to show up. Yes, it's a responsibility I take very seriously, to show up, to let you know that I'm okay. And to see how you guys are doing. Yes, we might not physically know each other, but this relationship is important. It's important. So, you know, as I said, while I was listening to my pastor today, I said, this is an eye-opener, and I'm gonna share it. Do we really appreciate? And I'm not repeating myself because I forget what I'm saying. I really want it to sink in. Do we really appreciate the people around us? Can we appreciate them? Hi, Jay Brown, how are you? How are you? So happy to see you. So happy to see you. Thanks for coming. Thanks for coming. Appreciate you. Appreciate you so much. Thanks for coming. I'm talking about gratitude, Jay Brown. I'm talking about gratitude. In light of everything, how pregnant the air is with so much discouragement. So if you will, it can make you depressed if you just sit and focus on it. But in this time more than ever, we really need to appreciate each other and let them know how grateful we are to have them in our lives. Because everything around seemed to be failing. Everything around seemed to be failing. Everything around seemed to be failing. So the relationship that I have with my maker, that I have with my family, and then you, my outside circle, you should know that you're appreciated. You should know that your time is appreciated. You should also know that I take this seriously. Okay, Jay, I understand. Just the fact again that you show up. Just the fact that you show up, Jay. I know you're a very, very, very busy guy. And just the fact that you show up, I appreciate it. And these are not just words. Because you see me, I don't say things I don't mean. Never did. I don't say things I don't mean. So it's truly, truly appreciated, the sacrifice that you guys make to watch the videos, to support the channel, to share the channel with others, to ask me if I'm okay. I got a call from someone just asking me, are you okay? We haven't seen you on. We've seen your videos, but we haven't seen you. Are you doing well? I'm grateful. It's meaningful to me. It's meaningful to me to know that you don't see me for a couple of days and my number is on, or numbers are all on, and for you to call and say how are you doing, or text and say how are you doing, it means a lot. And it means even greater to me that you guys show up, that you show up for me and you're present for me. It means a lot. Where I have gotten, I thought it was gonna take years to get here, and it's because of you. Every one of you, you and you and you and you and you, every one of you that have taken your time to spend with me. Know that I see you, I hear you, and you are an encouragement to me. You are an encouragement to me. Elegant, welcome, welcome, welcome. Thanks for coming. Thanks for coming. So happy to see you. So happy to see you. Go ahead, guys. Tap up the live for me, guys. Tap up the live. Tap up the live, guys. Support the super chat, guys. Support the super chat. Tap, 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 tap for me, guys. Tap and support the super chat for me, guys. Help a sister here. Help a sister here, guys. Tap and super chat for me. Yes, so on this new chapter on my YouTube journey, I just thought taking some time out to spend with you and to acknowledge you, it was important for me to do. And listening today to my pastor make it even more urgent that you guys know that I don't take not one of you on here for granted. I am not stopping with the noise. My channel is not going to be for everybody, but it's for those of you who have decided that, you know what, every so often she says something that makes me laugh, or every so often she says something that encourages me. That's my goal. Lovely auntie, welcome. I'm not texting. I'm not texting at all. I'm not texting. There are people that are managing the channel for me. I'm not texting. Thanks for your concern. But I'm not texting at all. I am not texting at all. Tell them, Ava, I'm not texting. And I'm using my car phone. So, thank you so much. I'm almost at my destination. But I just, felt the need to come on and just talk to you guys a little bit. I just felt the need to come on. And plus, it makes the driving less boring also. I'm almost home. You waiting for your salary? Me too, darling. Me too. I am waiting patiently. Patiently. Whether it's thank yous or welcomes, I'm waiting. I'm waiting. Yes, guys, thanks for your concern. Thanks for you all are always concerned about me driving and talking. But these smart cars, I can't drive for myself alone. I have to drive for others. But these smart cars make it easy. It make it easy. You don't have to you don't have to do much. So that's why I do it. If I had to do a lot, touching here and touching there, I couldn't do it. But I'm just speaking into my phone and the camera is on. Okay, so thank you. Thank you for your concerns. And I'm home now. So here's what I'd like. I'd like to ask a question. For those of us that believe in God and read the Bible, when the Bible says, because this is another question my pastor asked today, when the Bible says to love your neighbor as yourself, can we truly love our neighbor as ourselves? This sermon stuck with me today. Can we, if you believe in God and you read the Bible, when it says, love your neighbor as yourself, what does that mean to you? I'm sure you have heard it over and over. You don't even have to go to church to hear people say it. Love your neighbor as yourself. What does that mean to you? Drop it in the chat. Drop it in the chat. What does that mean? Billy? No, but I've been in the medical field all my life, but not as a nurse. Welcome, Billy. Welcome. I don't know if I've seen you before. Maybe I have. Your name sounds familiar, but if not, welcome. So happy to have you. Go ahead and tap for me, please. Just tap on your phone and subscribe. And when you have the time, peruse the channel to see if there's something about the channel that you like. And click on the all notification. So if there are notifications going out, you'll get them to know when I'm on. Go ahead. Go ahead, Jay Brown. Go ahead, Jay Brown. Go ahead. So Jay, so I asked a question. What does the Bible say? That the Bible say to love your neighbor as yourself. What does that mean to you? But first, there's something you have to figure out before you can answer that question. Who is your neighbor? I tell you, this servant touched me today. Who is your neighbor? If you can answer who is your neighbor, then answer the second part. When the Bible says to love your neighbor as yourself, what does that mean to you? Can you truly love your neighbor as yourself? Can you truly love your neighbor as yourself? I'm going to try to turn off this car and hope that we don't get disconnected. I'm going to try to turn, because I'm home now. So I'm going to turn it off and hope that we don't get disconnected. If we get disconnected, I'll come right back on. So when the Bible says to love your neighbor as yourself, what does it mean to you? And the second part of the question, the first part of the question is, who is your neighbor? Who is your neighbor? And you don't even have to be a Christian to be able to answer this question. You really don't. It's almost a social question. Who is your neighbor? Ooh, I made it out safely without it disconnecting. Great. J. Brown? Ava? Want to try and answer that? Want to try and answer that? Who is your neighbor? I'm still here. Just opening my door. Here I am. Yeah, who is your neighbor, guys? Who is your neighbor? Charles James, welcome. If you don't love yourself, you can't love no one else. That is true. And that will help with segue into the answer, who's your neighbor. Love your neighbor as yourself. J. Brown says you can't love your neighbor if you don't love yourself. You can't love anyone if you don't love yourself. I agree with that. And this is the reason why we have so much issues in life. Because we can't love ourselves, so we can't love each other. We can't accept another person's growth. We can't accept another person's growth because we can't accept another person's growth because we haven't accepted ourselves. And that's why we find that there's so much difficulties on the streets of YouTube. Because we can't love ourselves enough so that we can be able to be merciful to others. So because they have 1 point more than you have a problem with them. But if we're truly loving our neighbors, what does that mean? J. Brown says you have to love yourself first before you can love anyone else. Couldn't have said it any clearer than that. Couldn't have said it any clearer than that. A neighbor is anyone that lives nearby you. Technically, yes. Technically, yes. Technically, yes. That's what we have been socialized to think, that our neighbors are the people that live near us. And it's true. But there's a broader sense of neighbor here. There's a broader sense of neighbor here when it says to love your neighbor as yourself. What neighbor is that? So our neighbor is the person that lives next to us. But in the context of this, to love your neighbor as yourself, who can we say is our neighbor beside the one that lives next to us? Is there another category of neighbor? Is there another category of neighbor beside the one that lives next to us? Is there another category? Just washing my hands here, guys. Is there another category of neighbor beside the one that lives next to us? Think about it. Love your neighbor as yourself. Is there another category of neighbor? Is there another category? I'm going to share a thought. But I want to see if anyone else has anything else to say. I'm going to share a thought about the broader sense of neighbor in this context. But I want to see if someone else has. Okay, Jay Brown. It have to be everyone you come in contact with. Okay. All right. You're getting close. You're getting very, very close. Your two answers are right, you know. The two answers are right. A neighbor is a person that lives next to you. A neighbor is anyone that you're in contact with. Yes. Yes. Yep. Anybody else? Okay. So would you define this scenario as another scenario of who's my neighbor? Someone that you have an opportunity. I'm home now. Someone that you have an opportunity to make a difference in their life. Okay, neighbor can take care of your house if you're not around. Yes. Yes. Lucan, welcome. Wang Granny, what is that? Welcome anyway. Welcome. So happy to have you. As I said, this piqued my interest after listening to my pastor today. It really, really had me looking at it in the sense that he presented it, in the way he presented it. You're from Thailand. Welcome. Thank you. Helen, welcome. Thanks for having you in. Welcome. So happy to have you. Yes, Lucan. Yes. Max Gaming, welcome. How are you? Happy to see you. So, our Saturday night chat, the question is, who is our neighbor? Once we have identified who is your neighbor, the Bible says, if you believe in the Bible and if you read the Bible, and even if you're not a Christian, I'm sure you have heard this, love your neighbor as yourself. What does that mean to you? And give me an example. Give me an example of that. Loving your neighbor as yourself. As I was saying, neighbor in its context is the person that lives next to you. And a social context, my neighbor is, hi, Cross Farm, welcome, welcome, welcome. Treat others as you wish to be treated. So now, Khan, give me an example of that. Give me example of that. Welcome, Cross Farm. Well, give me an example of treating someone the way you would wish to be treated. Give me an example of that. Because the question was asked, can we truly love someone as we love ourselves? We have identified our neighbor. And in a social context, so our neighbor is the person that lives next to us, right? That's our physical neighbor. Our neighbor, J. Brown says, is anyone we come in contact with, a social neighbor. But there's another arm that I'm thinking, that my neighbor is anyone that I'm presented with a need. If I'm in the supermarket and someone buys something for $10, they buy something and it's $15 and they have 10, and I'm standing right there next to them, is it a neighborly thing to say to the person, I will pay the difference? Love your neighbor as yourself. What does it mean, Khan? That's what I want us to think about tonight. What does it truly mean to you when somebody says to you, love your neighbor as yourself? Yes, in the scenario that I've planted, your neighbor, that's how I understand the social context of neighbor. My neighbor is not only the person who lives beside me. My neighbor is anyone that I come in contact with that has a need, whether it's just a smile. That's right. Ava says her understanding of neighbor is, I'm paraphrasing, sharing the blessings that you have with someone, doing something extra, doing something that will make a difference in the individual's life. Isn't that loving your neighbor as yourself? Lou says, treating others with the same respect and kindness we desire of ourselves. Lou, I'm going to piggyback on that. Yes. Yes. Help those in need of support. Lou says, help those in need of support. CrossFam says, that's right. Anyone that comes across that we can make a difference in. I'm going to go back up to Lou. Treating others with the same respect and kindness we desire for ourselves. Do we truly do that? Do we truly do that? Share out the live for me, guys. Share out the live, share out the live, share out the live for me, guys. And remember, guys, support the super chat. I'm now monetized, and YouTube wants me to make X amount of money every month on my own. Okay, guys? So, okay, CrossFam. No, sir, I don't understand. What is it? What is it? You said no, sir, to what? When I said if we truly treat others the way we treat ourselves, is that what you're responding to? J. Brown say we don't. Lou says he does. More power to you. More power to you. We should do that. But sometimes we don't. Sometimes, okay, cross from, I understand now. Sometimes here's what we do. And help me. Here's what we do. We treat our friends the same way we want to be treated. We treat our friends that way, don't we? We treat our neighbor that we know for umpteen years, so the time we live here, the same way we want to be treated. We treat that special co-worker that we've developed a relationship with. But do we truly treat others? You're at work. You're in a meeting. But before the meeting, go ahead, Lou. Lou, you're preaching. Before I continue my thought, Lou says, those who give to the poor will never lack nothing, but those who close their eyes may receive curses. Couldn't have said it any better. And when we look at that statement, can you truly say that is only the person that lives next to you, or the person in the office that is your best friend, or the person here, the person there that is your friend? Can you truly say that's the extension of loving each other as you would love yourself? It's thought-provoking. And that's why it sat with me so much. One thing I love about my pastor, he is such a good orator. He makes me think. If we truly love others the way we love ourselves, and I'm using YouTube because I'm on YouTube and I can do that, why do we fight against each other so much? Why do we fight against each other so much? Why do we buy every cloth in the fabric store? Why we dehumanize people so much? Because. So if I'm to love you like I love myself, the first thing I need to do is love myself, right? The first thing I need to do is love myself. Isn't that so? And if I love myself by extension, I will be able to love you. So true. J. Brown says, to be honest, we don't treat everyone equally. If we do that, we would have a better world. But the broader question is, J. Brown, can we truly do that? Can we truly treat others the way we treat ourselves? Is it humanly possible to do that? Is it humanly possible? Let's call a thing a thing. You're in the palace, and in the palace, everybody has a right to their opinion. Everybody has a right to voice their feelings, and we respect the person. We might disagree with the statements or the topic, but we must respect the individuals in this palace that is called Home Care Queen TV. Not everyone will, but we can start with one person, Lou says. But honestly, think about it, because honestly, until my pastor shared it, I never looked at it like that. And when I share it with you, I want to see how you feel about it. Yes, we can if we do love everyone the same way. But Jabron, give me an example. Give me an example of loving someone the way you love yourself. I'm not talking about your husband. I'm not talking about your wife. I'm not talking about your children. I'm not talking about those people who are close in your circle. But let's look at the wider community. Can you truly love a stranger as you love yourself? Think about it. Think about the things that you desire for yourself, how you look at your life, how you build your safety nets, and tell me in all honesty that you can love a stranger the way you love yourself. Because even sometimes our family, let's call a thing a thing. Okay, Jay Brown, you would get. Jay Brown said the way it should be, but not. Let's call a thing here, guys. Let's be intentionally honest because this is a safe space. BRC Massage, welcome, welcome, welcome. So happy to have you. So happy to have you. Tap up the like, guys. Tap up the like, guys. Tap up the like and support the super chat, guys. Support the super chat. Share out the channel, guys. Share it out, share it out, share it out. So again, Jabron says we should do it. But we're not. And if we're not, does that mean, thank you so much, Massage. Thank you so much. Lou says the love for oneself will always be stronger. Okay? You guys you're on the right path. You're on the right path. Think about it. Take out the emotions, the preconceived ideas, and think about it. Okay, Jay Brans, Massage. So tonight's topic is gratitude. And the Bible says that we should love one another as we love ourselves. Love our neighbor as we love ourselves. First, we identify who is our neighbor. Now the question is being asked, can you love your neighbor as you love yourself? And if you can, say how. If you can't, state how also. You can only love someone who wants to help themselves first. Yes, because we're dialoguing here. There is the avenue for thought. It's more thought provoking than right and wrong. Okay, so you can only help someone who wants to help themselves first. Okay, let's piggyback on that. So someone come to you and tell you, here, Greece, not in here, okay? Not in here. You don't come in here with that. You're welcome here respectfully, okay? It's true, Jay Brown, and that's why I said it's more thought-provoking than wrong or right. It's more thought-provoking, and that's why I decided to talk about it tonight, because it really had me. It gripped me. It gripped me because we say how much we love, but do we truly understand the depth of this thing? Do we truly understand the depth of this thing and what is being asked of us? Because if you have a friend that lost their job. And this was a wider discussion after church was over. You have a friend that lost their job, and you know about a job that is available. It is not the job that the person has, but it pays. They can meet their bill. Exactly. Exactly. Everybody's saying the right thing, but not answering the question. So I'm trying to see if am I making it clear, Jay, or could I make it clearer? So I'm going to give an example to help us. Your friend lost their job. Jay, welcome, 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 welcome. Jay, welcome, 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 Jay. Welcome. Tap up the live, sponsor the super chat, share out. Thank you for coming in, all my members, all my subscribers, new subscribers, supporters, well wishers. So happy to have you. So happy to have you. Nick, welcome, welcome. So happy to have you. Come on, guys, tap up your screen. Tap up your screen for me, please. So happy to have you here. Welcome, 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 welcome. The only thing I ask here is for you to disagree with the topic, but don't disrespect the host or the chatters. Or the chatters. No, 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 Nick. YouTube will not allow that. If I could, I wouldn't ask you. I'll just put it in. YouTube wants us to ask. Okay? Thank you. So they give us a minimum that we must ask every month. And we have to make that. Okay? So let's give an example. Love your neighbor as yourself. Most people say their neighbors are the person that lives next to them. Other individual says that a neighbor is anyone you come in contact with, especially those that are in need. Another person says loving your neighbor as yourself, you first have to love yourself. Another person says you have to give the same respect you give to yourself to others. So let me give a scenario. You know someone who has lost their job. You know someone who has lost their job. And you know of a job. And you know that this individual is worked more than that. However, they don't have a job. And you tell the individual about the job and they say to you, I don't do those work. Would you help the individual to pay their bills? Remember, love your neighbor as yourself. Can we truly do that? Can we truly do that? Can we truly do that? Think about it. The person is out of a job. You know the job that you know of is not, what they used to do, but it pays. Would you still assist the person if they turn you down? If they say, I don't do that type of work. I've heard it so many times. I graduate from college, 3 months, 6 months, can't get the job they want. And there are jobs available. I'm not doing that. I'm only going to do what I go to school for. Okay, Lou. Lou says they must take a job if they really need help. We're not saying to stay in the job, We're just saying, listen, man, there's a job over by King Street. Hang on to that and keep looking for others. Thank you, Jay. Thank you, Jay. So would you assist that person? The person turned down a job. but they want you to help them to pay the bills for this month. You get where I'm going with this? You don't get it? Oh, Lou saying no, you wouldn't help them. And you wouldn't be wrong. Because I love me, and I've been there. I'm out of a job. I take a job that is less than my qualification, less pay. But when I look at the company, I see that I could grow. So once I get my foot in there, there's a job become available where I have the education and experience. I have a better chance of getting the job because I am there. Love Auntie, welcome, 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 welcome. So happy to have you. I have a better chance because I'm in the door. But a lot of people don't look at it like that. They will stay without a job for 6 months before taking something that can make ends meet and keep looking. Okay, Lou says you can love them and be respectful, but some people just want handout. And yes, yes, there are situations like that. Yes, yes, there are situations like that. They're always looking for a job. Can you love that person like you love yourself? Somebody said, okay, let me ask it in a question and think about it. You know, we have homeless people everywhere. Everywhere. Would you have an empty house? And this was another question that was asked. Lou says he brought it home. He says he loves his family. But if they don't put an effort out, he's not going to help. Is that loving your neighbor as yourself? Is that loving your neighbor as yourself? Because let's look at it critically. And I tell you, until my pastor opened the avenue for me to think, let's look at it critically. We have homeless people on the street, right? I make it my duty not to pass them and don't help them. Arizona was cold this winter. We're a hot state. So what I did, Jason Bender, welcome, 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 welcome. So before I go on to that, let me see what Jason says it can work both ways. It's really genuine love or it's fake love. Let you badmouth a person behind their back and gossip. We were just talking about that, Jason. We're just talking about that. But Lou, I tend to have a different opinion on that. If I don't have food and I have a $5 or $3, I will give it to them because here is this. Just like last week, right, Jay Brown? Just like last week. I'm going to give the answer. But, as people pour in, I want to. Aliquis May, welcome. As people pour in, Jay, I want to see if anybody will come in. Welcome, Aaron. Welcome. So happy to have you. So happy to have you. Welcome, 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 welcome. So happy to have you. We're talking about gratitude. We're talking about loving our neighbor as we love ourselves. Is that possible? Gratitude is possible, but loving your neighbor as you love yourself, is that possible? That's the question we're asking Aliquis. That's the question we are asking. I'm feeding their habit, Lou, and you know, I'm feeding their habit if I say I know where Jack is and every day I go and give Jack money. That's how I look at it. Then I'm feeding their attitude. But if I'm passing on a highway and they always stop you at a stoplight and I don't have any food on me and I give them a couple of dollars, the fact that I gave it to them, what they do with it is not my responsibility. But if it's a thing that I see the person every day and I keep pouring money in them every day, then I think I will be supporting the habit. I'm not a grandmother, Alinsky. This is fashion. I'm not a grandmother. The hair, dear, welcome. The hair is fashion. Okay? So, if I know that my friend or my brother is not spending the money the right way and I know what he's doing with it, and I continually give it to him, that's supporting the habit. But if I'm passing somebody by the street and they say they are hungry and I give them a dollar or two, I don't see it. Doesn't mean that, this is just my opinion. I don't see that as supporting their habit. Because my thing is, you ask for food, I'm going to give you food. So the money is a representation for food for me. You see where I'm going with this, Con? And Jay Brown, all of you guys, you see where I'm going with it? So can we love our neighbor as ourselves? Can we truly do that? Yes. But they asked me for food, Lou. And I'm trusting that they want the food. No problem, Jay. They asked for food, and I'm trusting that they're going to buy food. I'm giving it in faith, and I'm moving on. Yes, but if it's somebody we know, we know for sure it's either alcohol or drugs, they're going to use it. No, I'm not supporting that. Yes, but the person I pass in the street, I'm having faith that he asked for the money for food and he's going to buy food. So I'm taking that faith walk and I'm blessing in and I'm leaving them there. I'm not going back to give more. I'm blessing them and I'm leaving them there. Gratitude. Love your neighbor as yourself. Gratitude is possible. Gratitude should be a must. However, some people, it seems, are so self-centered and want the glory for everything that they don't understand. That being there, walking through life with you, getting you over the bump, shouldn't take that for granted. But as Jay would say, but they do. So again, here is my take on it. And I tell you, my eyes will open today. Here's my take on it. And I must give all royalties to my pastor. He gave an example. You have a 5-bedroom house. Kids are grown. They're gone. You and your significant other lives there, or you're single, and you're passing all these homeless people on the street every day. Tell me which one of you would pick one of them up and take them home. Love your neighbor as yourself. Your house is comfortable. You have all the space in the world. And here are these people on the street. Would you take one home? Would you? Lou say, not me. Remember, this is a non-judgmental space. This is a space where you're safe. This is a space where we're real, we're authentic, we're intentional, we're not judgmental. So everybody is free to answer from their space. You know, Lou, do you know Jay Brown? Because it seems as if you're all related. How come I don't see Marlon here? How come I don't see Marlon? I guess Marlon hasn't gotten notified. Lou, I'm on that road with you. I'm on the bus with you. I'm going to the same destination with you. I have heard of people who do this and it never turned out good. Never. Because I love my safety. I want to be safe. I don't know this person. And then the good book says that we must be wise. You see until my pastor brought it out? Because let me tell you, I didn't say this in church today. Because sometimes you have to be careful, you know? Even in church. But so true, Lou. Hi, Masin Todd. Welcome, 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 welcome. The good book tells us, you know, that we must be wise. And even though I want a nice car and a nice house for myself, I want to feel safe. And I love me and I want all this for me. It wouldn't be wise to go and take up a person from the street and bring them in your home. The people have done it. I've seen a story on one of these talk shows when they used to have Oprah and all the Sally Jesse Raphael. Oh, I just aged myself. Sally Jesse Raphael. I just aged myself. When you used to have these people on, there was a woman that she stopped at the stoplight. If I recall the story accurately, she stopped at the stoplight and this guy came up. Exactly, Lou. She stopped at the stoplight. This guy came up and asked her for some money. And the story goes that she pulled over, parked into a safe space, and started to talk to the gentleman. She's single. She said she's financially stable, emotionally stable, professionally stable. And she started to speak to him and realized that he was just homeless for 6 months because he had a divorce and he could not cope with the divorce. So he lost his job and lost everything. And she married him. I wish they had a follow-up story on her. She married him. They were on the show together. He was decked out in all the garbs. It looks like a Brooks Brothers outfit. And you know what I noticed? Because when I watch these shows, I don't watch them to listen to all the negative. I noticed his body language. She was there doting over him. And his hand was between his legs. And he was just sideways. He was just sideways. And I said to myself, my God, she has done such an injustice to this man. He's been on the street. She picked him up. She put him in the best garbs, probably the best house and the best car. And now she bring him on TV and he don't know how to accept it. And when the host tried to question him, he could barely speak. And I said to myself, that takes some guts. You not only help him, but he's now your husband sleeping beside you. A person that was on the street, look at the adjustment that this man has to go through. Look at the difference. Maybe he was educated too. Because honestly, guys, let me tell you something. As someone who has worked the streets for the last almost 11, more than 11 years, the stories that I hear on the streets, for those of you who know me, I do humanitarian work. I've been doing it for years. I used to only show it on Facebook. I showed it twice here. This year, Arizona was very cold. And I would drive and see these people just bundled up together trying to stay warm. And I decided to take my Paula. Welcome, welcome. So happy to have you there. I'm doing well. Hope you are too. Hope you had a great week. So happy to see you. So happy to see you. Welcome, my member. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And I sat to myself and said, what can I do to make a difference? And I decided to come on here and ask, as you're moved, if you could give a donation. One individual was able to donate, and I was able to get so many blankets. I think I gave away about 50 blankets this winter. I drive by the street and I see them at the bus stop. Sometimes I'm going out and I'm running for an appointment. I turn around, find a safe space to park, and I call them and says, how you doing? And oh, cold. I said, would you like a blanket? And they look at me like I was speaking French. When I open the car back, and I allow them to choose. They couldn't touch it because I don't want it to, because other people, but I tell them, do you want a yellow one? Do you want a brown one? Do you want a, because I was intentional in getting these blankets because I want them to feel safe and feel that someone cared. And you should see the look on their faces. That's loving someone as you love yourself. Because we can carry them home. Thank you, Lou. We can't carry them home. It is not safe. This is why I said answering the question is not a right or a wrong. It's a thought-provoking question. Just like how it had me thinking all day until I decided to come and share it with you guys and hear how you look at it. Somebody says, everyone that you come in contact with, that you can make a difference. If it's even a smile. When you're driving on the highway, and Lord, I got to pray myself sometimes. And they forget that you have a car payment. They just cut in front of you. Exactly. We can only do as much as we can. Because that's still loving them as we love ourselves. I would not want to know that I'm in need and nobody helps me. Nobody helps me. What someone says, put your basket out there. No, fill up someone's basket. Then pull yours out there. And the universe will make sure it's filled. Carter, yes, thank you. Welcome. Thanks for coming in. Thanks for coming in, guys. So appreciate you being here. We're talking about gratitude and loving our neighbor as we love ourselves. And we're looking at it in a social perspective. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. You too. You too. Real me, welcome, 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 welcome. Thanks for having you. Thanks for having you. Tap up, tap, 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 guys. Tap up. Tap up for me, please. Tap up for me, please, guys. Tap up and remember. Support the super chat, please, guys. Support the super chat. Support the super chat. If it's even $1, guys, show YouTube that you're interested in this channel. If it's even $1, share, support it's a $sign right on the line that says chat. Support the super chat for me, guys. So, so when we look at it, we tend to look at it on the one scope. But as my pastor widened the lens today, I said, okay, I got it. I don't have to put myself in danger. Okay, Carter, thanks for coming in. Thanks for coming. Make sure you tap before you go, okay? Make sure you tap your phone, or if you're on your computer, make sure you click the finger. Appreciate you, appreciate you. So, we don't have to put ourselves in danger to show that we love our neighbor as we love ourselves. What I would support is making sure that whenever you find yourself in a situation that you can make the difference in someone's life, do it, especially 2025. As I said before when I started, if you don't understand whose you are and who you are, you stay depressed on a daily basis with what's going on. But when you know whose you are and who you are, you take the lens off yourself and you put it on someone else. You're at the supermarket and the person in front of you is short $1. Don't look away. Don't look away. Don't all of a sudden start taking out everything out your cart. Brittany, welcome, welcome. So happy to have you. So happy to have you, Brittany. Thanks for coming in. Thanks for coming in. If this is your first time here, welcome. I'm hoping you'll enjoy this channel. When you have the time, you can peruse it and see if you like it. And I hope you do. Then subscribe, click the all notification bell, and watch and like and share the videos. Okay? Thanks for coming. Thanks for coming. I appreciate you so much. Lou says, for example, I have an elderly neighbor who needs help cutting their grass. Go ahead and cut it. Go ahead and cut it. This is what's going to make the difference. What is going on out there with all the cutting of this and firing that? We can make the difference. We can make the difference. But the only time we can make the difference is when we have taken the lens off of ourselves and widen them to see someone else. Widen them to see someone else. If you give a person $1 at the supermarket, it's not going to make you any more poorer. You go to work and all of a sudden your boss needs 4 people for overtime. Boom, you make more than the $1. You make more than the $1. Have friends show up. You want to go out for dinner? You make more. That's how simple it is, but we make it into a scientific process every time. And there are those that would say we do it because we want an excuse. It's like seeing someone and asking them how they are. And you go, hi, how are you? And boom, you're gone. You don't even wait for the person to answer because you really don't want to know. Stop a minute. Take a breath. I said it before, and I'll say it again. When I was in the worst space in my life, angry, bitter, felt unloved, felt unappreciated. Have you been there? I see nothing. Everything I see was wrong. Let me tell you something. When you're bitter, and I've said it before in previous videos, when you're bitter and you're angry, that's all you attract. You ever hear some people? I can't even find somebody to take me out. I can't even find somebody to spend time with me. Spend time with yourself. Spend time to get to know you. God, I wish I knew this 20, 40 years ago. Take time to get to know you. And as you let go of the pain, listen, I'm preaching to the church. As you let go of the pain, then like-minded people, people who see the best in you, they come along. And you see the world in a different space. You see the world as loving and caring. You see people as, they're hurting. They're having a bad day. You're not thinking the worst of them. Another example, the job. You know that one person that is so annoying they could be the time clock? Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Lou. The older we get, if we are not evaluating the mistakes we make and evaluating the things that we have done to create the divorce or to create the division or to create, we have some part to play in it. And when we accept that and we start to take care of us, self-worth. I don't care if you don't think I'm worthy. I am, because I know I am. Because there are some persons in life that will never forget your past failures. They will never watch your evolvement, your growth. They'll never see it. Someone says, that's because the light that is being shined around you, they cannot face it. Sometimes we have to walk away for our own sanity, family, friends. We have to walk away for our own sanity. And when we have done the work, that's when we can truly love as we've loved ourselves. Because then we understand. I tell you, this was a light bulb moment for me today. That's why I was led to share it. Because that's my experience. As I grow and I let go of the pain and the anger and the hurt and the resentment and the betrayal, once I let that go, it's showing up in my waist, my face. I've become a happier person, a more contented person. It's okay to be alone. Being alone is not, living alone is not lonely. It's not lonely. It's what you make it. And you can go back and watch some videos on it that I spoke about. When singleness becomes an issue is when we make bad judgments that we can't even empathize with our neighbor. We can't see our neighbor in front of us that cannot pay the 10 cents extra for the grocery. So they're over by 10 cents and they have to put back a milk. And I'm sitting there and I'm looking away. We can't tell somebody, I love your dress. because we're the ones should be wearing that. You see how the anger stops us from loving our neighbors? How the bitterness stops us from loving our neighbors? And we justify it by saying, I and my neighbor get along. We're not talking about that neighbor. We're talking about our extension, our community neighbor. Loving them and leaving them doesn't mean you don't care. Your safety. I say when Pastor said that, I wanted to jump up today. Your safety is important. So there are things that we have to do on a limited perspective, on a temporary perspective, but it does not mean we don't love our neighbors. And then there are those that will drain you. Those are the friend group and the family group. They will drain you so that they can feel better about themselves. You see, when somebody told me, somebody that I met here on YouTube, that's why I told you, YouTube has been a blessing for me. And I'm not talking about money. I'm not talking about money. I'm talking about the ability for you guys who you don't know me and you come and you share with me and you say things that encourages me. I learned so much from being on this channel. That's it. And there's sometimes, Lou, that you just do it because it's the right thing to do. One of my other statements, you don't do things because it makes you comfortable. You do it because it's right. Because if you follow to do everything that makes you comfortable, you'll do nothing. Because some of us can't be satisfied. Some of us can't be satisfied. We can never be comfortable. Never. So sometimes, Lou, we have to do it because it's the right thing. And we do it because it's not about us. It's not about us. If I give you a banana and you expect the banana tree, I know with all my heart that all I can do is give you one finger of banana. And if you go and say, look at her, look at what she drives, look at what she wears, and she only gave me one banana, it's on you. I already gave it to you and I am okay with it. That's what I could afford. I'm not talking about being mean, you know. There are some people that don't give away a smile. You ask them to do something for you and they come up with every excuse in the book. I'm not talking about those. My neighbor is someone that when I do things for you, I do it because it's the right thing to do, not because I expect a payback. That's not a neighborly thing. That's a favor. I don't expect a payback. I do it because it's right. And what I do for my neighbor, maybe you're not at that place to do what I do, but you do what you can do. You do what you can do. We are flooded with content providers. I'm now a certified YouTube content provider. Thanks be to God and thanks be to you guys. Hey! My daughter Crystal, how are you? How are you? You better give mommy a super chat. Give mommy a super chat, girl. I need a super chat. You two want me to get a super chat before the month end? How you doing? Let me tell you, my daughter is on here. Super chat. The person who wants a shout out, look at the where you're writing, Crystal. Look there, you see a $sign in a heart. Just click on it. The person who wants me to do that, tap up the super chat and I'll do it. Tap up the super chat and I'll do it. So there are those people, and my daughter is on here. Someone, hello, I'm not a granny. My daughter is on here. Mind she get offended. My daughter is on here. Mind she get offended. I'm not a granny. So as I was saying, guys, loving our neighbor, we get comfortable with our family group and our friend group. We get comfortable with our family group and a friend group. And those are our neighbors. But I want us to look at the broader community, and I name them. For those of you who are just coming in, we're talking about gratitude and loving our neighbors ourselves. What does that mean to you? To love your neighbor as yourself. What does that mean to you? Come on, guys. Tap, tap, tap on your phone for me. Tap on your phone for me. Tap on your phone for me. It's okay, Isaac. It's okay. Isaac, if one person is watching to me, that's meaningful. It's not always about the numbers. It's not all. Yeah, Crystal, treat people with kindness and respect. Okay? Break that down. Okay, Lou, thank you, thank you, thank you. Break that down. We're talking about a wider community, people who we don't know, people who we come across. The people we come across, that's also our neighbor. The people we pass in the supermarket, as I said before, that's also our neighbor. But making yourself available to make a difference in someone's life, that's your neighbor. That's your neighbor. Somebody's going to grab you. Somebody's going to grab you. Don't worry. We do not tolerate disrespect on this channel. When you come into my palace, we're asking you to respect. If you don't respect in here, then we're going to ask you to leave. I don't want you to leave. I just want you to be respectful. Thank you, Isaac. So that's what we're talking about. You just came on. You don't know me, but you decide to just throw negative words out. Exactly, Crystal. Be polite at all times. We never know what someone is going through. You know, when we allow ourselves, when we reinvent ourselves, before we reinvent ourselves, we have to first take a look at how we behave. Yes, long way. We have to first look at how we behave. What caused our behavior? What can we do to change our behavior? And if we have people around us that really care about us, that can pull us and say, hey, I don't like this. It helps us to grow and be better neighbors. It helps us to be able to cope with all the negativity that's coming from the White House, the Poor House, the Middle House, and the Third House. It helps us to cope. Because instead of worrying about if I'm going to lose my job, Lord, give me the patience to do the best I can. And when I've done my best, if I'm going to lose the job, I know you'll provide. Because I was saving while I'm working. Don't let me start with that. I got to do a budgeting one Saturday night. Talk about having a Benz park in an apartment building and can't pay your cell phone bill. We'll talk about that another time. Thank you, Isaac. You're so sweet. Thank you. Share it out, Isaac. Share it out. You see, we're socialized that our neighbor is just our family and our friends and the person that drive the same car with me and the person that has the same amount of education with me and unless you're there with me, then I can't socialize with you and I look down on you. That's a whole lot of pain and insecurity when people behave like that. There's a whole lot of pain and insecurity. I am not sitting here. My daughter is here. I tell you, God is so good to me. He makes sure my daughter is here tonight. Because she's one that will tell me, no, mom, that's not so. Right here. The amount of pain and struggles and turmoil that we've been through. But I'm never going to give up on her. Exactly. Krista says, when we open up and deal with our pain and put away, I'm paraphrasing, we will realize that we have more in common with each other than we think. Profound. Not be. Yes, Sammy. Welcome, Sammy. Welcome, welcome. So happy to have you. So happy to have you. Share out the live, guys. Tap, tap, tap. So more people can come in, guys. It's by why we ask you to tap, guys. It does something to the algorithm. If everybody tap on their phone, it does something to the algorithm. Okay? So, thank you, Sammy. Thank you. I said it a few months ago. You'll never see an eagle walking like a bird. Never. You will never see an eagle walking like a dog. Never. Never. The only time eagles come down is to snatch something. The only time eagles come down is to take up something, whether it's for food or an enemy. But they're not walking with the birds. So there's always space up there for another eagle. Fly. We don't always have to go down. It's Saturday night chat. So it's open. It's every social issue that concerns me this week. It's okay, Isaac. It's okay. I'm so used to it. If I was here talking about, this place would be filled, but I'm okay. I'm okay. I get the numbers, Isaac. I get them. I get them. I get them. So I don't push numbers. I have other ways to do my numbers, my loops. If one person gets an aha moment that they can really think about how they looked at this thing, that's enough for me. If you alone was here, Isaac, I would be still here. Crystal, if you alone was here, I would be still here. Sammy, if you alone was here, I would be still here. If Lou alone was here, I would be still here. Shadi, if you alone was here, I would be still here. It's Nathan, if you alone was here, I would be still here. It's not always the crowd. It's not the crowd, guys. It's the effect. One person can leave here saying, wow, I've never heard it that way. Oh, wow, I got to be a little more kinder. Oh, wow. Thank you, Isaac. Oh, wow. I got to discuss this with my friends. I've never seen it like that. Because as I said, it's in church today I got this inspiration. And while I was driving home, it was just on me to share it. Loving our neighbor as ourselves is stepping into those uncomfortable zones that will purify us and make us better. But first, we have to get rid of our baggage. For those of you who follow me often on Saturday nights, I mainly give these talks on Saturday nights. If we leave our baggage at baggage claim and start over with a new suitcase and fill it up with positiveness, then we can love our neighbor as ourselves. Because we won't look at people and say, oh, they can't afford to buy a bread. They can't afford a box of milk. Jerry Smith, welcome, welcome, welcome. So happy to have you. So happy to have you. Grateful, grateful. I'm going to do that, Crystal. Crystal said I should call my Saturday night Substance Saturday night. Listen, let me tell you something, my friend MB. I have to talk about my God. I hope I'm not offending you. That's not my wish. That's not my plan. However, the way I live my life, He is my way maker. He is the chain breaker in my life. So, yes, I have to talk about Him sometimes, all the time, sometimes, every time. Levi, this I will say to you. We should follow the entire Bible. The entire Bible. Not one jot or tittle of my word shall pass away. And I'll leave it there. Because that's the only thing I'm not getting into deep is religion and politics. But my brother MA or sister, yes, I have to talk about it. I really do. Because I don't smoke. I don't drink. I don't cuss. I don't swear. I don't gamble. There are folks that use those things to cope. My coping mechanism and my circle of family and friends. So yes, I hope it's not offensive to you. Okay? So this is the reason why I call on my God. And I talk about my God. Because I tell you, brother, He's wonderful. He's wonderful. He makes the rough times easy. Because I don't have to depend on Congress and congressman and congresswoman. He is the sustainer of my life. He gives me the ability to raise my children, work hard, and make a difference in someone's life. Making sure that whenever I see a need, I don't pass it by, because He doesn't pass me by. So I got to praise Him. All right? So as I was saying, someone said that this everyone needs to hear this. That's right, Sammy. Someone says everyone needs to hear this, but I hope they'll replay it because it will be on replay. But let me tell you something. Again, don't worry about the numbers. SD Music, welcome, welcome, welcome. So happy to see you. So happy to see you. So happy to see you. Ask my daughter how angry I was. Ask her. Ask her. And I'm going to be a little bit transparent because she's here and she will say it's not so. Because that's how I raised her. We're very outspoken people, but we're respectful. She can tell you. When I used to work day, I work day, 9 to 5. For what? 18 or 20 plus years, Crystal? 9 to 5. And then 11 to 7 at night for another 20 something years. 2 jobs the same day when we're in New York. Making sure, 20. Making sure that I set a good example for them. That working hard pays. My kids don't know what handout is except from one sister to the other. You wear it, you can wear it tomorrow. And going to school, yes. So, life wasn't easy, and that's why I can talk and be authentic. There are times when I come home and I'm so tired. And she was the eldest one. I said, you didn't wash the dishes? You didn't do this? Ask her. Until now, she told me, you yelled so much when I was growing up. Her sister told me the same thing. Her brother told me the same thing. But that was my way of coping. That was my way of coping. I have asked them to forgive me for doing it because now I realize it hurt them. So life for me, life was lifing. And I was angry. I never thought I was loved and appreciated. In some cases, I was right. But here's what I did. When it was brought to my attention that you're a nicer person than that, because I know your heart by someone, I took the time out, and I will forever say it, because it's my testimony. I took the time out and I seek therapy, I seek help, I work on me. So we cannot love our neighbors unless we work on us. We have to love. If I can't love me, how am I going to love you? How? How? If I never understand what love is. Exactly, Crystal. I took time out for me and asked her. I didn't care whether they called me or not. I'm being a little transparent. I did not care whether they called me or not. Here is what I tell them. I am a good mother. I love you. Whether you believe it or not, you are loved. And if anything should ever happen to you, they're all married now. If anything should ever happen to you, know that home is where I am. You have a safe space. Ask her. We don't always get along. But guess what? When it mattered, when they were growing up, I plant the foundation for them to become good product in society and to love themselves. Love yourself. Forgive yourself. Forgive the people that hurt you. What Pastor said today, let it go. Let it go. I remember the days when I was so angry. I found nothing enjoyable. Nothing. Nothing enjoyable. Nothing. But the last 3.5 years, I have pledged to work on me, on my knees, with a therapist, with friends that care, and family that cares. And I have never been happier. Today somebody told me I look 20 years younger than the last time they saw me, which was last week. They said, you just get better every day. That's because I let go and let God, yes. And by doing that, the kids that had so much issues with me are taking their time to come back. Come, see her, she's on here. You think one time she'd be here? She'd go, my mother? I'm not watching her. She's here. I'm not lying. Negative sells, but positive also sells. Because eagles don't walk, they fly. And there'll always be an eagle up there. It's ours. Our business. If I was here talking about who did that and who did this and who, nothing is wrong. Nothing is wrong, XD. It's just my Saturday night, you know. Some nights I play games, some nights I get serious. Tonight is my serious night. I'm good. I'm just trying to encourage someone that not because I am in front of you, not because I'm in front of you, I don't have it perfect. I never had it perfect. However, I'm working on perfection. Because if we don't set goals for ourselves, we cannot love our neighbors. If we're not merciful to us, we can't be merciful to our neighbors. That's why we cut each other down so much. For the last couple of days, I tell you, sometimes I don't even want to touch YouTube. Because negative sells. And people feed that. If I was here talking some raunchy carrying on, this place would be full. But I don't pay numbers, man, because I know how to get them. My encouragement is, because I was encouraged today, that's why I'm sharing it with you guys. My encouragement is, as the day seems harder and dreary, and as it seems like your paycheck will never be able to buy eggs again, I told you all the other day, you can turn tofu into eggs by using turmeric to color it. And you saute that thing down with butter. Tastes just like eggs. You know how much is tofu? $2.99. Eggs is $10. Protein. Protein. Soy has a very high protein base, just like eggs. So if you can't buy the eggs, buy the tofu. Buy the tofu so you can smile. You have to pay the rent. So forget the $10 eggs and buy the tofu. And in buying the tofu, you can help your neighbor with a glass of milk, a bottle of soda. We have to be intentional about our mental wellness and our happiness. Our happiness should not be dependent on another person. And I was there. I was there. I can't be happy if the kids are not around me. I can't be happy if this person doesn't call me or this person doesn't visit me. Now, I want them still to come. But if they don't come, I'm okay. If they don't come, I'm okay because I can talk to them on the phone. So as I said before, singleness is not loneliness. You're just single. You don't have to get yourself in a space where you're just angry all the time because he came, he spent 4 weeks and he's gone. So you can't see your neighbor because of all the pain you're going through. I hope that this wasn't just a rant. I hope that's it. I hope that this wasn't just a rant and that somebody's spirit is lifted. Someone has a hoo-ha moment, can come up for air and breathe again. And let's take some time to smell the roses. Your roses can be smelling the fruits at the grocery store. Pineapples are out, mangoes are out, smelling so good. You don't have to buy roses if you can't afford it. You can even go in the floral department in the stores and smell the roses. They're not going to charge you. What I'm simply saying is, in order for us to cope, we have to change the atmosphere. You work 49 hours and 495 hours for the week because you have to. Come up for air next week and do 35. Don't do any overtime. Budget properly so you can love yourself. You can de-stress and see the needs of someone else. Closed hands does not clap. Closed mouth cannot encourage. Closed purses cannot feed anyone. Hey, enjoy the little things to appreciate the big things. That's coming from Mrs. Davis. Enjoy the little things so that we can appreciate the big things. Caroline, how are you? How are you, Caroline? So happy to have you. So happy to have you, Caroline. We're here talking about gratefulness, gratitude, loving our neighbors. So happy to see you. So happy. How is your sister? Charlotte is here too. Hi, Charlotte. How are you? Welcome, 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 welcome. Tap up the live for me, guys. Tap up the live. Tap up, tap up, tap, tap for me, guys. Tap me up, guys. Tap me. I'm so happy you got on too. I'm doing well, thanks. I'm doing well. I'm doing well. I am so happy you caught me because I'm about to end. And I know you would have enjoyed this one, but you can rewatch it, Caroline. Rewatch it. And Charlotte, rewatch it. And for those of you who are just coming on, go ahead and do the rewatch for me. Okay? And let me know that you rewatch it. I'm so happy you could also. So happy you could. So happy. You know, my lives are spontaneous according to how things are going. And I run a lot of loops. And the loops last about 15, 16 hours. I've been running loops now for the last 4 days because the loops are, they really assist me with building the channel. So, but I'll try to come on. I probably Wednesday. I always try on a Wednesday. But for sure, next week, Saturday night. Next week, Saturday night, Charlotte will go back to playing games. And Jay Brown and all of you guys are always here. We'll go back to playing some games next week. As you know, every week I'm not serious. It's no, but some weeks, just got to encourage you guys. Just got to encourage you to keep pushing, keep going. I appreciate the time you spend with me and I want it to be valuable. I just don't want to sit here and blow air. I want your time to be meaningful. Oh, thank you, Charlotte. Charlotte, make sure you're liking them, okay? And dropping me a line so I see that, okay? Ava, you're still here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thanks for hanging in there, Ava. Thanks. How is dinner? You finished cooking dinner, Ava? Thanks for hanging in there. I appreciate your time, guys. I appreciate your time so, so much. Thanks for popping in. It's Saturday night, and I know you could be anywhere, but you choose to spend this time with me, and I appreciate you. You rock because the palace rocks with you. Appreciate you guys so, so much. I'm going to try Wednesday, Charlotte, Caroline and Charlotte, and the rest of you. I'm going to try. Caroline and Charlotte's been asking me to do a little more lives. I'm going to try my very best. I'm going to try my very best. But for sure, Saturday nights, fun night. You know, a couple weeks ago we had a good time playing that game. So Saturday night I'll come up with another game this week, and I will come on between 7 and 7:15 Saturday nights. Mountain time. We are mountain time. Our clock does not change. Let me see what time. What time is it, Crystal? I know, Caroline, you guys really enjoy that. Oh, I understand, Charlotte. I understand. See you again soon. Thank you, guys. Yes, we're gonna play games next week, Saturday night, because not every Saturday night is as serious as this night. But I just thought that I don't need it to encourage someone today because I got a hoo-ha moment, and I really wanted to share that. I didn't want to keep it to myself. Today's service was so good. It's 8:43 here. So I come on at 7, between 7 and 7:15 at Saturday nights. So whatever time it is where you are, it's 8:43 here, and I came on at 7:15. Okay? So guys, you all rock. Continue to support each other, continue to make the difference, continue to do the work with you. Continue to work on you so you can be a better you for someone else. Okay, guys? Oh, 10 o'clock. Okay, so it's 10 o'clock everybody else's time, 7 o'clock my time. Okay? So, guys, again, thank you for your time. I appreciate it. And if I could send, how you do it, Charlotte? You taught me the other day. I can't do this love thing. But if I could send gifts to you guys, it would be mwah, mwah, to you and you. You get a kiss and 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 everybody get a kiss. Thanks for coming, guys. Thanks for coming. Make this a good week. Make this a good week. See you soon. Take care of yourself so you can be better for someone else. Have a good night. Love you. Bye, guys.